And how about this guy, Muhammad?
Muhammad.
He's the one that founded this whole religious thing, right?
Well, actually,
so,
he's not the founder of Islam. So Muhammad was basically the prophet that revealed the words that is now the Quran. The ramp up of the violence within Islam is the political Islam that has been ramped up with the Saudi money. The fact that in every corner of the world, wherever there are Muslims, the Saudi money has basically influenced, has redefined what Islam is. Even at the United Nations, the Organization of Islamic Conference is an international organization of all the Muslim majority countries. They're all bought.
Here's what I don't understand. You are a Muslim, and yet I'm reading that you're a strong supporter of social justice.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
And define social justice for me.
Sure. The first converts of Islam were the women, the slaves, those who were oppressed. They were not the rich tribes people. It's the same in Christianity.
Right.
Who were the first converts? The problem is we have deviated so far away from what the Quran's values are. So that's when I was saying after 9/11, I restudied Islam for myself. And it was liberating because it was about social justice and egalitarianism. Everything else is just the facade of religion.
Are you a feminist?
Yes.
You're a feminist?
Absolutely. Prophet Muhammad
was
was
a
a feminist
in Malaysia?
Yes, but Prophet Muhammad
What?
was the first feminist.
How did that happen? I have with me Ani Zonafel. She's the founder and president of Muslim for Progressive Values. Ani was born in Malaysia and has been a Muslim since birth. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
What prompted you to start this organization?
After 9/11, I decided to relearn Islam for myself, and I found the Quran to be very liberating. And what I decided to do then was to do an Islamic pop CD because I was a songwriter producer.
Oh, okay.
And I said, let me contribute something positive to post 9/11 America. And because I was a female singer and because I was using all the modern instrumentation, none of the Muslim websites and retail stores would sell it. And at that point, I decided there's no way I'm going to go back to this shackled environment. And so I decided to start my own progressive Muslim community in Los Angeles in 2006. And in 2007, with other like-minded American Muslims, we formed Muslims for Progressive Values.
What's liberating about the Quran?
As you can see, I'm not covering my hair, and a lot of times the tradition or the culture has taken over the actual values of the Quran. So, for example, in many of the Muslim majority countries, marriage between a child and adult is permissible. But in actuality, the Quran is very clear, marriage is between two consenting adults. There's a lot of human rights abuses that is being perpetuated in the name of Islam, making women the property of man, for example.
That's not in the Quran?
That is not in the Quran.
Why are so many men and women, adult people, going along with it around the world if it's not there?
Yeah.
Why are they going along with that?
Politics, dictators, use religion to control their subjects. Right? We see that in all traditions,
Right.
not just an Islamic thing. The concept of Sharia law, for example, is supposedly known as God's law, but that's not what it is at all. It is basically a 100% man-made set of laws, and it is created by these politicians throughout the centuries that have, that is sort of an extrapolation of their reading of the Quran from a misogynistic man, medieval man,
Yeah.
and then they added all these cultural practices like child marriage and FGM, and all these other elements, and then they call it Sharia law, and they call it God's law.
You were born Muslim.
Yes.
And are your parents, do they see the Quran the same way that you see it?
The majority of Muslims when I was growing up are not radical the way they are now.
And so who is Allah, and how is he different from Jesus?
Allah is actually an Arabic word. And so it's not even a Muslim, it didn't originate from Islam, right? It originated from the Christian Arabs, and the actual word of Allah means the God.
And how about this guy, Muhammad?
Muhammad.
He's the one that founded this whole religious thing, right?
Well, actually, he's not the founder of Islam. So Muhammad was basically the prophet that revealed the words that is now the Quran. But the Quran clearly states this is not a new religion. This is in black and white in the Quran. This is just a revision, a continuation of Adam, of Abraham, of Jesus, of Moses, and so on, and all the other prophets.
I've learned more about Islam and Muhammad over the years. I don't know a lot about it, but from what I've heard and read, he was a bad guy.
Yeah, you know what? It
he had
depends
more than one wife.
Yeah.
He liked little girls.
No, that's not
He
true.
wanted to destroy the Christians.
The first thing you have to be careful what book you pick up when you read about Islam, because there are millions and millions of dollars being pumped into creating anti-Islam and anti-Muslim books, and they are intentionally there to misinform the public.
So if what you're saying is true, and because I don't know the whole story, I can't doubt you.
All you have to do is Google.
Why don't we see more Muslims speaking the truth about this out there in the forefront, saying, no, this is...
You know why?
Why?
Because a lot of Muslims are not even taught that. Most Muslims believe that a Muslim man can marry a child.
Right.
You know, that's how, like I said, that's how twisted it has become.
Why do they accept the killing, the bombing? Are they afraid, or do they agree?
I think there's a little bit of both.
Were you aware of radicalism while growing up?
No.
You were not aware of it?
No. Because you know what? Because it didn't exist. The ramp up of the violence within Islam is the political Islam that has been ramped up with the Saudi money. The fact that in every corner of the world, wherever there are Muslims, the Saudi money has basically influenced, has redefined what Islam is. It's a completely Saudi Arabian interpretation of Islam.
Are there
called
other
Wahhabism.
people aware of this?
Yes, of course
Other
they are.
Muslims are aware of this?
Yes, they are.
And do they live here in this?
But
It's the money, huh?
it's the money.
Yeah.
Everyone is paid for.
So here's what I don't understand.
Even at the United Nations, the Organization of Islamic Conference is an international organization of all the Muslim majority countries. They're all bought.
I can believe that's going on for sure.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. You are a Muslim, and yet I'm reading that you're a strong supporter of social justice.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
And define social justice for me.
Sure. The first converts of Islam were the women, the slaves, those who were oppressed. They were not the rich tribes people. It's the same in Christianity.
Right.
Who were the first converts? The problem is we have deviated so far away from what the Quran's values are. So that's when I was saying after 9/11, I restudied Islam for myself. And it was liberating because it was about social justice and egalitarianism. Everything else is just the facade of religion.
Are you a feminist?
Yes.
You're a feminist.
Absolutely. Prophet Muhammad
Were you
was
a
a
feminist
feminist.
in Malaysia?
Yes, but Prophet Muhammad
What?
was the first feminist.
How did that happen?
In 1400 years ago, women in Islam were allowed to marry who they wanted to, divorce. They had a contract that was entitled to them, what they mandated from the husband. Like, you know what? I don't want you to marry wife number 2, number 3, number 4. Sorry. In Saudi Arabia.
So how did it
in the
cha-
first few decades.
Oh.
And then the politics took over, and then machismo took over, and all the tribes and politics took over, and we're back to square
So
one.
are your parents aware that you are a progressive, feminist, social justice type of a person?
My father's passed on, so he hasn't seen this part of me.
Thank God.
But you know
He's
what?
probably turning over in his grave.
No, but you know what? He pushed me as hard. He pushed me as hard as he pushed my
But
brothers.
not to be a feminist. He wanted you to be independent, a free thinker, but not a feminist.
I mean, feminist is not just for women. Men need to be feminists too.
No. No
No?
way. No.
Okay, what's your definition of feminist?
A feminist is a female who hate men,
No.
who hate the order of God,
No.
who is jealous of man's relationship with God.
No,
And-
you're
and-
wrong. That's
and-
not my definition
And
of
not
feminist.
only kill the man, but would kill the kids along with the man.
No,
if they got in the way.
That's not what a feminist is.
Have you met the National Organization of Women Who Hate Men?
Yeah, some of them do, but that's not.
Hardcore lesbians.
Okay, but that's not what I am. Okay, what my definition of feminist? Because okay, so let me explain something to you. As Muslim feminists, is that we're not here to replace matriarchy with patriarchy.
Oh, good.
There's no. Then what's the point?
That's
we
right.
are here because we are in it together.
You support LGBT
BT people.
BT
Yeah.
rights, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And do you think homosexuality is normal?
I don't believe in discriminating against homosexuals.
So do
they are
you
human
believe-
beings. God created homosexuals.
So do you, well, he created the person,
Yeah.
but he didn't create the sin that's made a home inside the person.
That's your understanding, but I don't agree with that position at all.
Do you think homosexuality is normal?
It is normal because if it's a loving relationship, it's normal.
So there is nothing about the two male body parts or,
Or
the
two
two female
women,
body
it's-
parts. There's
it's not-
nothing
it's not-
about it that says, you know what, maybe something is wrong with this, and I'm just
It's-
not seeing it correctly.
It's love.
If homosexuality is normal, why do they have to go outside of their homosexuality if they want to have a baby? Like for a man and a woman, we don't have to look nowhere else. We go right to each other.
Yeah.
But two women together or two men, if they wanted a child, they have to step outside the homosexuality and go to a male or
Yeah.
female
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Yeah.
So if it's normal, why do they have to step outside of homosexuality to do it?
But that's because we assume the dominance of heterosexual as the culture of the day, and that being married or being heterosexual means we have to procreate. The idea of homosexuality being a sin, I think is problematic on so many levels. Did you know that just yesterday a Muslim father killed his gay son because of the same belief that he is a sinner?
I'm not saying we should go that far with it, but
no,
we shouldn't accept it as a norm
but-
because those people are not happy. We shouldn't hate,
Yeah.
but we should not accept a wrong or an abnorm as a norm.
But
You know, we shouldn't do that because if a person is suffering in sin, he or she is a slave to sin, they can't see their way out. And so instead of accepting it as a norm or something that's right or good or just, we say, no, this is not right. Here's how you overcome it. And that's how you show love to the person that's enslaved by sin. I think where you may be confused is that I don't think the average person, exceptions to the rule, but I don't think the average person hate the person, that's a homosexual. They are not accepting of the sin that's made a home in them.
But that's not
And
anyone's
homosexuals want to
business.
be accepted of that.
No.
You say it's not our business?
No.
And it wouldn't be our business if they didn't try to impose it on us. I hear that you perform same-sex weddings.
Yep.
You
I do.
have, right?
I have, yeah.
Is that, how does Islam feel about that?
They disagree completely just like you do.
So you going against your religion to do this?
No, I'm not going against my religion. The thing is, everything that we do is substantiated by scholars of Islam.
But a lot of the scholars are intellectual nutcases, and they tend to make up what they want. Because they too have gotten away from God, the values of love and being honest and fair with one another, and so they're so intellectual and prideful that they just kind of come up with whatever they feel good to them. Have you noticed that?
No, I
You
think
haven't?
you're completely wrong on that as well.
What's wrong with discriminating?
What? Are you kidding me?
Do you discriminate?
That's the thing. Like, the way to God consciousness is to not discriminate, and that is the challenge of all human beings.
No, that's not true. God tells us to choose good over evil, choose love over hate. We always choose. Everybody that
But
walks
are you
this,
choosing love over hate?
Yes, everybody that walks the earth discriminates. When you go against Christians and agree with the homosexuals, you're discriminating against the Christians.
But not all Christians agree with
No,
you.
but when you go against those who disagree with you, you're discriminating
Then in
against
that
them.
case, I'm discriminating against Muslims too who disagree with me.
Right. So if you can discriminate, why can't we discriminate?
Yeah, but I'm not discriminating based on hate. I'm discriminating based on love.
So
I'm choosing
how is
love.
it that you're able to discriminate against the Christians in love, but the Christians can't discriminate against you in love?
So you think it's okay to discriminate?
No, answer that for me first.
I am.
How is it that you can do it in love, but I can't?
There's no discrimination against Christians who do not want to support, who do not want to conduct same-sex marriage.
Okay,
you
let me
don't
ask you.
have to.
That's not true.
There is true.
No,
There's
let me ask you.
Let me say something. There is a separation between religion and state. Even when the state of California did not pass same-sex marriage, I was conducting same-sex marriage. You know why?
Why?
Because there's a separation between religion and state.
There was a couple in Oregon, I believe, or maybe Washington, who had a bakery.
Uh-huh.
And these radical homosexuals, two lesbians, went there to ask to bake a cake.
Yeah.
I believe a lesbian. And they said, no, we don't do that.
Yes.
Our religion say no to that.
Yes.
And now they are almost put out of business. They've been fined and harassed by the homosexuals. Even the courts are making them do it. Is that discrimination?
It is discrimination on so many different levels. Do you want me to go into legal?
Are they discriminating against the Christians by forcing them to do something they don't want to do based on religion?
We can disagree,
You're right.
Jesse.
We
We
should
can
be able to
disagree, and we
disagree,
should
yeah.
be. But please, we must not hate each other. No matter how strong that ideology is, we must not hate each other. We're all in it together.
Well, make sure you let them know that.
You have to
'Cause
let,
there's some
and you have
hateful
your radio
folks.
show, you are a pastor, you all that good stuff.
Well,
You
let me
need to
tell
do
you
your
this.
part. I am just a social activist.
Right.
I don't
Well,
have
you're
past-
nationwide, you're worldwide now, so you're not
I do-
just a social
I
activist.
do my part.
So give me a quick yes or no. Were those Christians being discriminated against by the radical homosexuals who tried to make them
No, I'm not going to answer
bake
that
a
question
cake?
because that was not even listed on the question. And we spent 20 minutes on
I
LGBT
know.
rights.
Do you support abortion as well, as a progressive?
I support the women's right, women's reproductive rights, yeah.
So that means you do support
Yes,
abortion?
absolutely.